if the DNA results prove you are not the father, you will leave your wife and family.
Yes, Your Honor.
What would you do if a single DNA test could either save your family or shatter everything you've built? In today's case, a husband's vasectomy and a wife's mysterious past are about to collide.
I was married, she was married. And whenever you have two people who are in a monogamous relationship come together the way that we did, there's always going to cast doubt on the back of your mind. How do I know she wouldn't do this to me? We did it to each other.
Of the baby, I quit drinking. So I just took it from God that he put this baby in my stomach to save me from my drinking. And also I was taking pills.
And the truth may be far more shocking than anyone ever expected. Felice Baker is fighting for her family's future, suing her husband Darren to prove that he is the father of their 3-month-old son, Caleb. But there's a major twist. Darren had a vasectomy over 20 years ago, making it seem impossible for him to have fathered the child. With years of trust issues and Felice's struggles with alcohol, the couple's relationship has already been tested, but now it's at risk of falling apart forever. The DNA results that are about to be revealed will determine whether or not their family can survive this test of trust and truth. Will this be the miracle Felice believes it is, or is their relationship doomed? Let's find out. Felice Baker is in court today, trying to prove that her 3-month-old son, Caleb, was fathered by her husband, Darren Baker. This isn't just a typical paternity case. It's one that's steeped in years of complicated history and deep emotional turmoil. The issue at hand is that Darren had a vasectomy over 20 years ago, making it medically improbable for him to father a child. Yet Felice insists that Caleb is his son. The couple's relationship has always been a roller coaster ride. They didn't start off on the right foot. When they first met, both were married to other people. They crossed lines, and their affair created serious damage. Felice and Darren's decision to be together left a trail of hurt, including their 12 children from previous relationships. Despite this complicated and painful start, Felice and Darren chose to build a life together, but trust has always been a difficult thing for both of them. Felice has had her share of struggles. At the time she got pregnant with Caleb, she was drinking heavily, even blacking out on a daily basis. She admits that during these episodes, she lost track of time and has no memory of some of her actions. This has left her with lingering doubts about whether or not she could have been intimate with another man during these blackouts. Still, she holds firm in her belief that Darren is Caleb's father. Darren, on the other hand, has always struggled to trust Felice even before the pregnancy. He reflects on the way they got together through infidelity and how that foundation of their relationship always made him question her loyalty. There's also the issue of Felice's previous marriage, where she hid overspending and went public on the Oprah Winfrey Show to confess the financial lies. This public airing of her issues made it even harder for Darren to trust her completely. Despite all this, Felice and Darren have worked through their differences. Darren has 11 children from previous relationships, and both of them have done their best to create a blended family. But this case is pushing them to the edge. Felice's belief that Caleb is Darren's son, despite the overwhelming odds against it, and Darren's doubt, have created an emotional battleground that now must be settled in court. The truth about Caleb's paternity could either break their family apart or offer a miracle to rebuild their fractured relationship. Felice Baker stands firm in her conviction that her husband, Darren, is the father of their 3-month-old son, Caleb. Despite the overwhelming medical odds against it, Felice insists that the child is his. She believes that Caleb's birth is a miracle, one sent by God to save her from her destructive drinking habits. Felice admits to drinking heavily, at the time of her pregnancy, even blacking out regularly. These blackouts leave her with uncertainty about her actions during that time, making her question whether she could have been intimate with someone else. Still, she holds on to the hope that Darren is Caleb's father, citing that there is no recollection of another man being involved. This belief fuels her desire to prove the paternity, not just for herself, but for her family's future. Darren, on the other hand, takes a completely different stance. He argues that it is biologically impossible for him to be Caleb's father, as he had a vasectomy over 20 years ago. Darren clearly states that the procedure was intended to prevent any further children, and based on his research and the advice of medical professionals, he believes that there is no way he could have fathered Caleb. Darren's medical history plays a significant role in his certainty. He's done his homework and researched extensively about vasectomies, and according to him, once a vasectomy reaches the 20-year mark, it is virtually impossible for sperm to be present. But the crux of Darren's argument is his deep-seated mistrust. His doubts about Felice go beyond just the pregnancy. From the moment they got together, Darren has struggled with trusting her. Their relationship began in infidelity, and this has always lingered in the back of his mind. Darren acknowledges the pain and destruction their affair caused, and the betrayal he feels because of their past actions makes him question whether she could have been unfaithful again. Felice, despite her past mistakes, maintains her innocence in terms of cheating. She firmly denies having any romantic involvement with another man during the time of her pregnancy, stating that the blackouts only leave her uncertain, not guilty. Her loyalty to Darren is genuine, and she wants nothing more than to restore their relationship and keep their family intact. Felice's emotional plea for Darren to trust her stems from the hope that the DNA test will confirm that Caleb is his, ending the doubt once and for all. Both arguments are deeply personal, reflecting years of hurt, trust issues, and emotional turmoil. As the case progresses, it becomes clear that this is more than just a matter of paternity. It's about the future of their marriage, their family, and whether they can overcome the past. As the courtroom drama unfolds, the tension between Felice and Darren is palpable. Felice's emotional plea for her husband to trust her, combined with Darren's firm belief that Caleb cannot be his son, creates a charged atmosphere. The case takes an important turn when expert witness Dr. Jamila Gator is called to the stand to address the medical question at the heart of the case. Could a man who had a vasectomy 20 years ago still father a child? Dr. Gator, a fertility expert, provides critical insight into the situation. She explains that while it is incredibly rare, it's not entirely impossible for a man who has had a vasectomy to father a child. According to Dr. Gator, a successful vasectomy typically results in a 0 sperm count, but there's a slim chance that the procedure could fail, or that the vas deferens, the tube that carries sperm, could reconnect over time. This medical explanation stirs the courtroom as it brings a new level of doubt into Darren's certainty. The doctor goes on to explain that men typically don't follow up on their vasectomy with the necessary medical tests to ensure that the procedure has been fully effective. This piece of information lands a blow to Darren's defense, as it is revealed that he did not undergo the year-long follow-up that could have confirmed the vasectomy's success. Dr. Gator's testimony casts a shadow on Darren's absolute belief that he is incapable of fathering a child, making him question the validity of his own research and assumptions. Darren's reaction is a mixture of disbelief and frustration. He listens intently, but there's a visible struggle as he processes the possibility that his vasectomy may not have been as foolproof as he had thought. Felice, on the other hand, is hopeful, clinging to the belief that Caleb is truly Darren's son. Her face reflects a mixture of anxiety and anticipation as the court proceeds. What intensifies the courtroom drama further is the personal history that looms over the couple's every word. Darren's lack of trust in Felice is revealed, not just because of the affair they had, but because of the deep wounds from their past actions. Felice tries to maintain her composure, but the emotional weight of the situation seems to overwhelm her as she recalls the years of drinking and the blackouts that have left her uncertain of her own actions. Her voice cracks as she insists that she never cheated on Darren. The atmosphere is heavy with emotion as both parties, despite their differing perspectives, share their truth in a raw, vulnerable way. Their personal histories and years of complicated emotions are laid bare, and the audience can feel the gravity of what's at stake. Not just the paternity of Caleb, but the future of their entire family. The courtroom is silent as the judge prepares to deliver the verdict. The tension is unbearable. Felice's heart races, her face filled with anticipation, while Darren's body language shows a mix of hope and doubt. The DNA results are in, and the moment they've all been waiting for has finally arrived. With a solemn expression, Judge Lake announces the results, and the courtroom holds its breath. In the case of Baker vs. Baker, when it comes to 3-month-old Caleb Baker, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Baker, you are the father. The room erupts into emotion. Felice breaks down in tears, overwhelmed by relief and joy. For her, this is the answer to years of uncertainty, the confirmation that Caleb is truly her husband's son. Darren, though initially stunned, embraces his son tightly, visibly moved by the results. The weight of the decision, the fears and doubts, all dissolve in this moment of undeniable truth. But the impact doesn't stop there. This ruling not only affects the couple's relationship, but also their entire family. For Darren, this paternity revelation brings a sense of closure, but it also forces him to confront the trust issues that have plagued their marriage. The emotional toll of years of doubt and betrayal now weighs on him, and it's clear that the road ahead for the couple won't be easy. Their relationship will need to heal from the wounds of the past, but this verdict opens the door to a possible new beginning. For Felice, the ruling is a miracle. She clings to the belief that Caleb's birth is a divine intervention, a gift that will help her overcome her struggles with alcohol. She now has an even greater reason to stay sober and rebuild her life, knowing that the child she has loved and cared for is indeed her husband's. The judgment serves as a catalyst for both Felice and Darren, forcing them to face their past while giving them a chance to rebuild trust and move forward as a family. The result changes everything, offering hope, redemption, and a renewed sense of family unity. In the end, Baker vs. Baker proves that truth, no matter how complicated, can lead to unexpected miracles. Felice and Darren now face the challenge of rebuilding their relationship as trust and healing take center stage. This case wasn't just about a DNA test, it was about the power of love, forgiveness, and second chances. For Felice and Darren, this new chapter offers hope, but it also requires hard work and commitment. As they move forward, they'll need to face their past while embracing the future together. Stay tuned for more courtroom stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat.